Friday. How's everybody doing? Today on the social media scene, got a lot to talk about. Definitely got to talk about TikTok and its efforts for some reason to look more like Instagram stories. Why? But we'll talk about that in a second. Also, today, Twitter Spaces. For those of you that are now really beginning to explore Twitter Spaces, is a new feature that will allow you to bring your friends on. Bring your friends into the party as co-hosts. And I'll tell you more about that. Also, today, YouTube got some YouTube news that you can use. If you are a creator and you are using shorts on YouTube, oh yeah, YouTube is paying you for your shorts up to $10,000, and I'll tell you more about that. And if you are a live streamer on YouTube, there's a great new tool for you to use too. All of that and more is coming up next. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. And I have a special guest today, and I'll let her introduce herself in just a minute. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. How is everybody doing? Oh, it's been a quick week. The week went by so John Brown fast. Indeed, it did. So, welcome to a new episode of the Social Media Scene. If you are like, who are you, lady, and why are you in my street? My name is Alice Fuller. I am principal consultant at Sheer Social. Now, if you're wondering what in the world is Sheer Social, now let me break it down for you real easy, like real easy peasy. Sheer Social is my social media marketing training and consulting business. That's what I do all day, every day. And let me get this music out of the way. Let's go ahead and knock that out. Go ahead, yeah, get that out of the way. Like that. Like, all right. So my business is Sheer Social. Now, what do I do through that? Well, I do social media marketing, training, and consulting primarily. And yes, I do some social media management too, of course. Yes. Got to do some social media management. So I do that. And this here, this right here, this is the social media scene. This is where week to week I tell you or share with you, probably better said, I share with you what is going on, what's popping in the world of social media from week to week. Now, I can't tell you every blessed thing because the show would be too long. So, what I do is I try to get the best of what's going on and how you use social media for business and a little play too. And sometimes when I can, I add a little television and film because in a minute, it's all just going to be media. And today I've got a special guest indeed. So her name is Terry Johnson. Terry, are you ready? You ready for the people? Introduce yourself to the people.
Yes, I am ready. Hello, everybody. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Terry Johnson, Terry Johnson Online. From Terry Johnson Online, I'm a digital marketing strategist. I manage social media and different things for businesses locally here in New York, trying to expand to outside of New York. I also work with nonprofits to help them with their social media presence online. So that's what I do. I also do a live stream every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You can find that at terryjohnsononline.live. And of course, Terry Johnson Online means I'm everywhere. So find me everywhere.
She said, find me everywhere. Everywhere. That means Facebook. That means Twitter. That means what? Okay, so everywhere means what? Is that Facebook, Twitter? What is that?
Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. I have a Twitch channel. It's not really active, but people aren't on Twitch for talk. They're on there for gaming, but I'm there. I think that's it.
Okay. All right. So
I mean, everywhere like the bigger platforms.
I got you.
So,
So today, people, here's what we're going to talk about. Here's what she and I are going to talk about. Today, we're going to talk about TikTok and why in the world TikTok,
I
why
did
in the
the same
world
thing.
TikTok has decided, you know what? We're just going to look toward Instagram stories for a minute and duplicate some of what they're doing. Why not? Hell, they're already copying us, right? Turn around and say, look,
Yep.
wait. And today we're going to talk about Twitter. Now, if you are using Clubhouse, I would dare say you might want to check out Twitter Spaces. Why not? Twitter Spaces now has co-hosting features. A co-hosting, I should say, not plural, has a co-hosting feature. So if you are eager to bring your friend on, bring your girl, bring your boy, whatever y'all want to start a show together, you now can do that quite easily, and I'll tell you more about that. And there are two YouTube stories to share today. First being, gotta talk about this shorts fund that YouTube is doing. If you are using YouTube, you are exploring shorts, you're having success with shorts, well, you'll probably really want to delve into it now because they're going to give you potentially up to $10,000. And I'll tell you more about that. And live streamers, all my live streamers, if you're on YouTube, there is a new tool for you too, which I think is going to be quite helpful. And I'll tell you more about that. So that's the rundown for this here day. Now, we can't get the party started without my clapboard, okay? Because no production starts without some form of a clapboard. Bam! There it is. Okay, so let's get the party started. Now, with the first story, Terry, are you on? You said you're on all the major platforms. So does that
Yeah.
does that
Yeah, I'm
include
on TikTok.
TikTok?
I'm there. I'm not as active because I feel like you got to get a feel for the platform,
Yes.
but I have some things there. So, but yeah, I always feel like you should have a presence on the major platforms. You don't have to be a player all the time, but have your brand name account there so when you're ready to go, it's ready to go.
Okay. So, do you feel like at this point TikTok and Instagram are beginning to look more and more alike?
Yes. Instagram is chasing after TikTok. TikTok is chasing a little bit after Snapchat with one of the stories feature that we're going to talk about. So they chase each other.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. So that said, in chasing each other, here's the thing. Right now, TikTok has decided, you know what? Since what we call, I guess they call it ephemeral content, content
Mhm.
that's here, it disappears 10 seconds, 15 seconds, a minute, 24 hours. Okay. So TikTok has decided, hey, we want to explore content that disappears in 24 hours. Interesting, and will be displayed in a collapsible left hand side panel in the main feed of the app. Gee, where have we seen that before? where have we seen this format before? So, users will be able to tap into stories from people and profiles they follow. Okay, nothing
Mhm.
new there.
Mhm.
And once you tap through to the stories feature, you'll get some gray bars along the bottom of the story. So you'll
Mhm.
click those. Now, TikTok stories, just like on Instagram, you'll get a dedicated camera to create, your. I guess they're still calling them stories. And here's the other thing: they could at least give them a different name. If you're gonna call them, if you're gonna give it, I don't know, because what uh, YouTube has shorts.
Right.
Uh, Then you Twitter had fleets, and finally they sailed the hell away. Yay!
They're
And
gone. Bye.
and then I don't know, but name them something different than stories, okay? But at any rate, for those of you that want to explore the TikTok stories, that's what they're called. Now, this is just an experiment. Now, so if you rush to your phone right now, Now, I would hope you will wait till the show is over, but I know some of you like to multitask if you're watching on your computer. Then you may not have it yet. So this is just a test.
Right.
And it's funny because while TikTok is testing this, Instagram is testing uh, a new TikTok like feed. Have you seen this
Hmm.
yet, Terry? The new TikTok like feed?
No, I haven't, but I know what you're talking about. So they're trying they're turning reels their feed into the same kind of feel as in TikTok, because when you go on TikTok you get
Mm-hmm.
that the video and then you watch it, like it, tapping, and then you scroll up.
Yeah.
So a lot of the others are tap left or right, back and forth. So like we said earlier, they're copying each other. They're
Yeah.
copying each other. And
Yeah.
one thing I want to point out about the store, why they calling it stories, I think it's just for continuity, because people, and this could be because why fleets didn't work out, because they called it fleets. They should have called it Twitter stories. Maybe it would have worked out. But it's because of the continuity to make people feel comfortable with that feature in each platform. I think, just my opinion.
Okay. I'm feeling that though. I kind of am because how you name
Mhm.
things is important. The name you put on stuff and the
Right.
fact that you call it a fleet.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were like, what? No, that doesn't work. So it's sort
No.
of like, if you go to another country and you want to go to McDonald's, you recognize the branding and everything. So that's the thing with stories. So Facebook stories, Instagram stories, TikTok stories, and then Twitter went fleece, which we was like, no.
No. No. Okay. So for those of you that are wondering about this new the Instagram version of TikTok, let me show you a little example. And like I said in a minute, I said this last week. Soon, these two platforms specifically are going to look so much like each other. It's not even going to be funny. Will you even be able to tell what's a TikTok story versus what an Instagram Reels or story is? Because TikTok makes sure they keep their little logo and all their stuff. Uh,
Right. The
Instagram
branding.
yeah,
Hmm.
Instagram stories, to my knowledge, and I, I no Reels has a little brand
Right. It doesn't
icon.
have anything. It just
It doesn't because y'all can tell. You're like you don't know. No, I don't, and don't judge me, damn it. I can't know every can't know every blessed thing. Okay, so Terry, when we're looking at Reels on Instagram, do they have a little logo? Don't didn't they have a little logo? Or do you
um
only see that when you're on Instagram?
I I'm not sure. Let me check real quick while we're
Because I'm
talking.
like
But I
like I said
think
in the minute we will not be
reels is
able.
just reels, right?
Yeah, you can't tell the difference between the two, and you would think on some level they would figure out a way, knowing that they want you to share it across platforms to bring
Right,
people to the platform, especially Instagram stories and Instagram reels. They would figure out a way to keep Instagram somehow in the video as it's being shared, like TikTok does. Because I
right.
know Instagram, every time they see the TikToks coming in reels, it's just
Yeah.
like,
So
really?
right, reels they don't have like a logo like Twitter. I mean, Twitter, TikTok. See,
Okay.
there's too many T's. So it's just reels are just they go in video. They're short, and now you can flip. Now I see it because you could just flip up like TikTok instead of going left to right.
Okay.
So
So for those of you that haven't seen it yet, let me show you a little example of what this Instagram is testing to look more like TikTok. And you see
right.
here, it's going to be in the explore section. Uh, Alessandro here, Paluzzi. What do you do? What's his claim to fame? We don't know. He's a mobile developer. Okay. So you see in this example, it says when you open the explore section, that'll remain the same. But when you select a post, the view will be like a Reels clip. Posts with multiple photos will behave like stories, so you can tap left and right to view them. But then that looks like, you know what? Just to look at that, I would dare say it was TikTok. I wouldn't say that was Reels. I really wouldn't.
Right.
I really
Right.
wouldn't.
They're copying each other.
Yeah, I see, and that's the part that it used to be there was some distinction between the platforms. We could easily tell you, hey, Go over here because it has these features, and that's what makes it unique. Go over here
Hmm.
to this particular platform because this is what makes it unique. And at the end of the day, I can't even say that the two do not share the same audience.
They don't. TikTok is Gen Z. I mean, there are some other uh generations on there. Like there's one guy on TikTok called Old Man Steve. He's an old man. He's like 80 whatever. And guess what old man Steve does on TikTok?
I'm
Nothing.
scared to even ask.
Nothing. He doesn't do anything. He just wakes up. He his videos, or he makes coffee, or he talks in the camera. He gives out old man advice. And he's got like, I think he's got like 2 million followers on TikTok. Doing nothing. He doesn't dance. He doesn't do any of the stuff that other people, that you think TikTok is all about dancing and funny stuff.
Okay, so I
No,
guess when you
old
say
man Steve.
okay, boomer, in his particular case, it's
Yeah,
not a diss.
yeah, old man Steve. I'm looking him up now. I think he's got
Okay,
like 2 million followers.
that's
So that just goes to show you that people are on that. Yes, TikTok, you think Gen Z specifically because of the
mm-hmm.
dancing and the memes and the this and the that, but there are other people on there. There are
Yeah.
doctors and healthcare professionals, beauticians, stylists, everything, giving out knowledge. That's the key. You have to give out knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It's more entertaining on TikTok. I mean, you got to be, you got to bring a little fun to it, but it's still education. The ones that
But
are
like I
successful.
said, at some point, remember how Instagram started? We were saying the same thing about
Yep.
Instagram.
Hmm.
And then
Exactly.
everybody started gravitating toward Instagram, Facebook, and its shenanigans. And then before you know it,
Yep.
the kids were like, damn it, I don't want to see Aunt such and such over here. I don't on the ground. I was over here having a good time doing what I do, unbeknownst to my unbeknownst to the fam. And now here you old heads come. We can't have nothing. So now we're gonna go over here to this TikTok thing, and maybe y'all will give us something. Older people are coming, and evidently old people are coming too.
Oh.
That's just the nature of the beast. So give it a minute. Not even a good, because we say when we say give it a minute, we usually don't literally mean a minute for y'all that are you're not hip to the slang, but give it I give it another 6 months. You really won't be able to tell the difference between the two. You really won't, between Instagram and TikTok. And especially if TikTok does decide, you know what, we're going to give you these 24-hour stories. It's a done deal.
Hmm.
It's a done deal. All right, so
Right.
that's the news. Hopefully, y'all can use for now. And we're going to go ahead and since we were just talking about Twitter, let's move on to Twitter, my favorite social media platform. It really is. Now I know some of y'all are like, whatever with Twitter, but I likes Twitter, and
Twitter's special.
Twitter is
It's
special. It's
special.
it's
It
it's
is,
my
isn't it?
morning exercise because I don't start the day without going on Twitter. So let's go ahead and get my
Me
what?
too.
Yes, I like my clapboard, and it actually has sound. I just don't have my sound turned up. Oh, not that sound, my other sound. So when we start talking about Twitter, if
Hmm.
y'all are not using Twitter, I get it. Some of y'all are still in that old school mindset that Twitter is still just about text and just a few characters and things of that nature. Now, yeah, there's still a character limit. However, some of everything is on Twitter. You got videos now, you got GIFs or GIFs or whatever you want to say it. We're having fun over there in Twitterville. Y'all are just missing out. And Twitter now has its own clubhouse, for lack of a better phrase or word, called Spaces. Now, Terry, have you used Spaces yet?
I have a few months ago, I was like, I think I was in like the beta group or something. I don't even remember. But I used it a couple of times. I liked it. It has a different feel from Clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing with audio tools is that you have to remember that you're in people's ears because they may be, have headphones, AirPods pieces in their ear. So is more of an intimate feel when you're talking to that audience. So just keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think it's a great tool. I think social audio is what they call it. I think it's a great tool. You see the how Clubhouse exploded over this last 7-8 months that it's
Yep.
been, and I think it's a good thing.
Okay.
It's a good tool. Now, this is the thing with Clubhouse that, and this also applies to me. I had to limit myself because I was on there all day, all like, okay, I got stuff to do because of the conversations that's happening.
Oh man, that's
So
funny.
many great conversations. Now that can happen on Twitter Spaces, but remember, Twitter is a different animal from Clubhouse. That Twitter is all they. Twitter's a great resource for those that don't understand Twitter. It's a great resource. You can go over to Twitter and search for something that you need to know about, or ask a question, and people will give you the answer or help you out. All you have to say is, "Hey, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Does anybody know about XYZ?" You just
Mm-hmm.
ask a question. Boom.
Okay.
People just hop in and just now on the other side of that, you do have the troll feature where people will come on and say stupid stuff or whatever, but that's where you use the tools that Twitter has, where you block or report and stuff like that. It's just unfortunate, but it's like an open mic. People gonna come up and say anything.
Well, here's
You
the
gotta be
thing.
ready.
Now, for those of you that are, willing to maybe explore something other than Clubhouse, now you will have an opportunity to do or to have a co host. Now, Clubhouse already had this. So that's one thing. So, Clubhouse was a little ahead of the game in that. But Twitter Spaces is not that far behind on Clubhouse in the evolution of things as far as social audio is concerned. Because remember, it was Twitter that came to Android first. Keep that in
Mhm.
mind. And it was Twitter too that allowed you to record natively first before Clubhouse. So with this new tool, there's no real great name for it, so none of that. But at the end of the day, if you are a little shy, you don't want to do it by yourself coming right out the gate, then, maybe you want to invite a little friend to uh, co host a whole conversation on Twitter with you. Now, I think this is great because there's a lot of reasons why I think this is great. Uh, Having that extra person means that y'all can divvy up some of the responsibilities as the conversation is going on. So when it comes down to as you're starting to do your conversations, whether it's on Clubhouse or in Twitter Spaces, having that extra person kind of manage, and what I mean by manage, I'm talking about helping you keep an eye on the flow of conversations. Because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, it can be hard trying to juggle getting the speakers, then you got to get the speakers, you got to manage the flow of conversation,
Mhm.
then you got
Mhm.
somebody crazy coming in just want to talk out the side of their neck about some crazy, and trying to juggle all of that by yourself can be challenging. So now with a co-host, y'all can decide from the start, hey, you do this, I'll do that, and then maybe we'll switch up somewhere between the conversations. So big ups to the Twitter on this one. I've used Twitter Spaces at least 2-3 times. Now I have
Mhm.
not. Is that true? No, I have not hosted my first Twitter Space conversation. I was getting it confused with Clubhouse. So I
Mhm.
have not held. I have not been a host yet, but I have been on a couple of panels. And
Okay.
yes, they are quite similar, but like you said, I think the feel that I get
Mhm.
in a space on Twitter
Mhm.
versus the clubhouse. It's called the clubhouse right out the gate, first and foremost. So
Right.
they kind of
That
set it
tells you
up.
right there. That tells you what's happening right there. Clubhouse. What do you think goes on in a clubhouse? That's what's going on.
That's
So
what's going on.
be ready.
Yes. And then in Twitter spaces, it's not that you can't have the same professional conversations.
Right.
But at this point, because Twitter Spaces, I just think people are just still kind of. I'm on Clubhouse. Clubhouse is good. And
Mhm.
not to mention, if you do not have a Twitter profile, that's the key too. You
Right.
gotta have a Twitter profile if you're going to use Twitter, and I think you have to have 600
Yes, yeah, those
followers.
600 followers. Mhm.
600 followers, which is technically
Right.
not a lot. It's not like
Right.
they're asking for 10,000 or something. So at the end of the day, I think the thing that will probably set Twitter's spaces apart is the fact that you have a platform basically that you can use, because when you think about, I can share what I'm saying in a tweet as I'm
Mhm.
somewhat as I'm saying it.
Right. You can. You can send out a tweet, and then remember, Twitter also has some. They're putting in the monetization features, so you can basically hold an event in Twitter Spaces and have it where people pay, or there's the super follows.
I forgot
Super
about that. You're right.
follows, I
Forgot about
think.
that.
Right, right. And then there's the tip jar. Remember, there's the tip jar on your
Yep.
Twitter profile, so you can kind of run a space and monetize it as an event if you set it up correctly. The tools are there.
The tools,
Right.
definitely the tools are there. So let me see. Is anybody? Oh, hey, peoples. Let me do my shout outs. Hey, Carissa. Hey, Yolanda. And Tachi. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Don't miss anybody? Making the rounds. Okay, cool. So at the end of the day, co-host, let me show you a little bit of what Twitter is talking about. Let's go over here to Twitter so y'all can get the official word from on high. You ain't got to trust just what I said, you know. Okay, so here we are. We're on Twitter support. And in case you're wondering, Spaces has its own Twitter account. So get your besties.
Mhm.
Co-hosting Spaces is now here. Tap the guest management tab in your space, then tap invite co-hosts. Invite up to 2 people in your space to help you host, moderate, and pin. So that means you can only have you and one other person co-hosting. Okay, so you can't like have three. No, you're doing too much. Just two. These. Let's
Mhm.
see. Can I make this bigger? Oh, let me see if I can make this bigger. There we go. Okay, let's see. Let's talk. Okay, you hit the little people at the bottom. Invite co-host, and then now you're going to invite people as you see here. The people that you're going to invite to co-host are already attending your event. Okay, in case y'all didn't catch that, it'll play again. Hold on. So let me refresh. Oh, here we go. So that's a Twitter space. You hit the 2 little people at the bottom, invite co-host, and the co-host, you're going to be able to select from the people that are attending your event.
Right.
So keep that in mind. If you were thinking, well, let me invite such and such, she's not here yet. No, she or he has to be attending your event, and then you can invite them to be a co-host. Now, once they
Right.
are a co-host, though, they can do pretty much everything that you can do as the host. They can invite people to speak. If you need
Right.
somebody to throw somebody out the space, because sometimes you need that person in your life, then they can do that too. So that's why I think this is a really great tool, great feature to have. Oh, and they can pin tweets too, which is great because once again, that helps promote the conversation that's going on
Mhm.
to their followers. So that brings more people into the conversation. So, hey, you know what? I'm happy for you, Twitter. Matter of fact, Twitter, here's what I'm going to do for you. Here's what I'm going to do for you, Twitter. I'm going to give you some applause. Here you go. Let me give you some applause. Can y'all hear that? I
Yeah,
can't
they
hear it.
deserve it. They
I can't
deserve
hear it
it.
though. Maybe, but oh, you know why I can't hear it? Here we go. I gotta push one extra button. As always, there's always one extra button. So I hope with everything else that's going on. There you go.
There we go.
There you go, Twitter. Take all of that. Okay, that's all. That's all you're gonna get. You don't
Yeah.
need too much.
Twitter's trying it. They're trying.
They're
They've
trying.
come a
That's
long way
fine.
yeah, they've come a long way since the days of 45.
Girl. Yes. And I know somebody's like, don't even mention it. Don't even go down
Yep,
there. Don't
I just said
don't even
45, and
that's not what
that's
we
it.
doing. But
That's
you
not
know
what
what?
we
Here's
do.
what's funny about Twitter, and I got to mention this, even though it's not this on my list of stories today. But I got to give a shout out to Black Twitter
Oh yeah.
because Twitter fleets ended this week on the 3rd. That was what? Tuesday, Wednesday of this week?
Tuesday, I think.
Okay.
I think
So that was
Tuesday.
the last time we will ever have to look at Twitter fleets as they were once presented. Now, Black Twitter, love Black Twitter. Black Twitter decided, you know what, fleets? We're not just going to let you go out into the sunset without giving you a proper send off. So sometime around, I don't know because I missed it. Sometime in the evening,
Mm-hmm.
uh, people got together and had what was called hashtag Fleetnik. Fleet Nick.
Fleet Nick.
Now, for those of us who went to Fleetnik, raise your hand. Don't be ashamed because I was there. No judgment. No judgment. I was there. I was right there in Piedmont Park with
I
everybody else
missed
in
it.
ATL. I was. And I got pictures.
I missed it.
So, not of me. Now, let's be clear. I can still run for office. Some of y'all at Fleetnik,
I wanted to go, but I missed it.
ooh, well, that's a whole nother conversation. But nonetheless,
Oh, I know
Fleetnik,
about it. I know about it. I
yes,
just
I
making
was there. Not all of us was getting our freak on and out. Not all of us. But I was documenting some stuff though. But anyway, that's another conversation. That's
that's a good conversation.
it
We might have
is.
to
It
visit that.
is. Yes, it is. So yes, I do have pictures. So, um, but at any rate, when we start talking about culture, black Twitter, and how it influences things, when I
Yeah.
woke up the next day, and I think it was Wednesday, and I'm like, what is Fleetnik? I said, please, Lord, please don't let the young people be on Twitter doing what I think they're doing.
Oh my goodness.
And come to find out, as I'm scrolling through the tweets, indeed they were or had the night before
Wow.
put some
Questionable, questionable.
questionable things in the fleets, knowing the next day
It would be gone.
fleets would be gone.
Wow.
Young people, if you're listening, pull closer to the screen, please. Just if you don't listen to a damn thing else I say, understand this. Uh, what you put on those nasty little fleets can still be pulled up because it's on a certain. I can imagine the IT guy at Twitter was like,
What in the world is going on?
"What the? What the?"
Oh, and don't forget the screenshots.
And screenshots.
Don't forget
So
that.
some of y'all just ruined any chances you had of getting that particular job.
Mm, 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 mm.
People
My,
don't.
my.
Just because we can do some things doesn't mean we should. Okay. It was
I
fun. We
listen.
can
All
laugh
I can
about it.
think of is Johnny Gill. My, running through my mind. My.
Yes, but please, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Have you learned nothing in these last couple of weeks? People are losing jobs and opportunities for
They
what they
are.
put on social media. Come on,
They are.
people.
But
Okay.
this is the generation that they and I'm one of my my nephews is like part of that is like they share everything. They don't. There's no filter. They just let it all fly online.
Okay, here's the thing. You let your freak flag fly right now. Flags require, unless somebody gives it to you, they have to be bought.
Yes.
So you're not gonna be able to get a job to buy the flag to go to the next freak whatever. Okay, I mm,
My
just
God, I
just
just
don't do it, please. It was, yeah, I know it was cute. It was fun for a minute.
they'll learn.
No, it's not what you want to do.
They'll
Okay,
learn.
yeah, you gonna learn the hard ways. My grandmother used to say, "A soft head, no, no, a hard head makes
Hmm.
a soft butt."
Make us all, but that's right.
Makes it soft. And some of y'all putting your booty all on the. Okay, all right.
All right.
Let's move
Enough of
on.
that.
Let's move on. So let's move on to my next story. Let's go ahead and knock this out. So as let me get my clapboard together. So as we move into the next story of the day, we're going to now delve into YouTube. And I know personally, I'm going to start delving more into YouTube for
Hmm.
business
Yes.
primarily because, yeah, I do have another channel, but y'all don't need to know nothing about that. But it's not like that. Not like that. Not like that. I have another channel from my old life when I was doing entertainment blogging kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Not with
Hmm.
whatever y'all. It ain't only fans. Okay, it ain't nothing like that. No. So for those of you that are YouTubers, this is good news. Getting
Hmm.
back to what we were just talking about with shorts. Now, shorts is YouTube's version of stories. Because this is where the
Yep.
confusion comes in. It's just like you got stories, then you've got reels. In a minute, you might have TikTok stories. LinkedIn has stories
Stories.
as to why. Why don't y'all just go ahead and cancel that? But at any rate, and then you've got YouTube Shorts,
Right.
and then Facebook has stories too. I forgot about Facebook. So you
Yes,
have
they do.
Shorts on YouTube. At least YouTube gave them a different name.
Yeah, they call this shorts. I'm like,
Gee,
okay,
how did you come up with that? Okay, so, so at the
it's
end of the day,
short.
Shorts. Okay, well, cool.
It's short.
So when you start thinking about monetization, I want y'all to understand too. Everybody, I don't care what platform it is trying to figure out their monetization game.
That's
So
right.
YouTube has figured out, hey, you know what? We kind of started this whole monetization game with creators.
They did.
And to
They
keep who
did.
we have, we got to figure something out. And now that shorts are really beginning to blow up,
Hmm.
according to YouTube and their stats, we got to figure out a way to get people to stay here and keep all this great content with us and not run over to the TikTok and the
And
them
the
other people.
reels.
Yeah, and the other
Hmm.
people. So this fund is, you know what? Is open to everybody. And this I really really do applaud because it's not only open to you got 10,000 subscribers, you got a million or 50,000. No.
Right.
YouTube says, look, if you want to really explore shorts, we're going to incentivize you. You can explore it all you want. And from this year until next, we'll pay thousands of creators upwards to
Hmm.
$10,000.
Yep. Yep.
$10,000. For
Yep.
some of
And
you,
starting at 100. The minimum is 100.
mhm,
100. Then all the way up to 10.
for some of you, that's your first used car, your new used car. and, uh, and it's going to be your favorite new used car. $10,000? That is a lot of
You can do
money.
a lot. You can do a lot with that.
You
I
can
agree.
do a lot with that. Now, overall, the commitment, the big commitment is 100 million. That's a lot. And they're going to break that down over this year because this starts
Hmm.
officially this month in August
Right.
until next. And so technically you could be one of those individuals who could potentially get $10,000 for using
Exactly.
or create not using but creating shorts.
Right.
Now for me, I don't really watch shorts that much on YouTube.
Me either. I'm not a big consumer of shorts on YouTube. I
And
don't
if
know
I'm
why.
honest, I'm not a consumer of stories on Facebook, on well Fleets. I never watched that. Just the name alone irked me. And I
Fleece was
wasn't really
just
big on
there.
LinkedIn stories either. So, but at the end of the day, this is a good opportunity. And one more way, this is like the 10th way, one of 10 ways now. I do believe that
Hmm.
YouTube has figured out ways to monetize creators. So
Hmm.
some of you other platforms you might want to take note.
And see what YouTube is the genius in this is that YouTubers are like they love YouTube.
Yeah,
But YouTube itself was like, okay, we see TikTok, we see you reels. We don't want our YouTubers to leave and for the short form over there. You can
yep.
do it here. So it's like, okay. And if you love YouTube, you're like, all right, I'll just do my stuff here. Or a lot of them do this. They will, if they're on TikTok, they will, put stuff on TikTok and send it over, vice versa. So
Oh, well, I was just informed by the BKH. Hey, you all know. Wait a minute, you over there in London, right? Yeah, yeah. How you doing? So, YouTube has stories and shorts. Oh, well,
oh, they do.
I feel enlightened.
Oh, cause see, I rarely watch on mobile YouTube. I
Mm-hmm.
watch it on desktop or TV, the
Mm-hmm.
Roku app or something like that. But yeah, I do believe they do have stories at the top. The little, I know, I call them the little circles
The
on
little
every app.
circles.
The little circles. Look for the little circles. So
So
I do
YouTube
remember
has
seeing them on the
stories.
mobile app.
See, that's once again, I can't keep up. I try, people, and y'all see me trying every Friday. There are just too
It's
many.
too much. It's too
It's
much.
too much, but so I learned something new today. YouTube has shorts and it has stories, but this fund is around shorts. So we clear
Right.
on that,
Right.
because just like everybody else, that's what they're pushing right now. So they want more people to create shorts, and so they've created this fund. So
Right.
according to my research, you can get a payment every month. All creators shorts
Right.
will all creator shorts will count toward potential payments each month.
Right.
Now, there are some things you gotta be knowledgeable of. Now, just keep in mind, you still have to follow YouTube's rules and regulations. So don't try to turn it into OnlyFans, because I know some of y'all right out the gate don't even think of going that route. They're not doing that. Like I said, you do not need to be a member of YouTube Partner Program, so you don't have to have thousands of followers, things of
Oh,
that
that's
nature.
good. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, that's wonderful. Payments will be based on these factors: audience location, the overall number of creators making shorts in any given month, and some of these factors may change month to month. So YouTube
Mhm.
has given itself some room to kind of
Right.
massage this a little bit.
Mhm. It's YouTube's game. You got to
You
play by their rules.
That's, you got to apply by their rules. So uh here's the thing that you gotta realize for eligibility: channels uploading non-original content, you can't participate. I'm gonna tell you now. So if you
Oh,
were thinking, oh, let me take my TikTok, throw it up over here because it did really really well on TikTok, and TikTok has that logo in it, let me
right.
bring it over here to YouTube. YouTube already knows. No, you just lost an opportunity to potentially uh, receive a portion of this fund. They're not having that. So
Okay.
I'm thinking, could you might, well, at best what you probably should do is, if you're going to record it to your phone,
Right.
record
Not
it to
in
your phone
TikTok.
without the
Right.
watermarks, without the logos, and then if it does well on one, that's a sign it might do well on another platform, quite potentially.
Right.
Okay, so you as
And
a creator or user.
remember original content. We got to stress that because I see a lot of things on YouTube that they've, taken from some place or it's
Mhm,
something recorded by somebody. No, it has to be your original content.
your original content. Okay, so now here's the other piece to it: you as a user of YouTube and of shorts, you must have uploaded one eligible short in the last 180 days.
Hmm.
How many months is that?
Uh, not 4 months,
Okay. So you got time.
5 months.
You got time. Because this just started. So unfortunately, it says you must have uploaded one eligible short in the last 180 days. Okay. This launched this week. So if you've done a short in the last couple of
Six
months,
months. Six
you
months.
yeah, you're good.
Last 6 months.
Depending on when the actual start date is, sometime this week. Unfortunately, if you just do one today, I'm not sure you will be within the 180 days. I'm not sure. But at any rate, creators, you must have uploaded at least one short in the last 180 days. So technically, for those of you that are new, you got to have an old one to be eligible,
Hmm.
and then you can create a new one because they know you. They know some of y'all gonna run over there to YouTube and just start making shorts. And so to curtail that activity right out the gate, if you have not created a short in the last couple of months, you're not even
Wow.
eligible.
Wow.
Wah wah wah. Okay. And like I
Wow.
said before,
Said
you still
this.
have to abide by community guidelines. You still have to keep
Hmm.
all the copyright rules.
Yeah.
So for those of you thinking, oh, I got a bomb song I want to put in there, um, you might want to think twice on that. And don't try to put some advertising around it, that kind of thing. No, or try to do some a sponsored a sponsored short. Mm-mm.
Sponsored.
No, keep it simple as much as possible. I mean, the beautiful part about that too is if you can do something without all the extras and it does well for
Hmm.
you, that's just proof that you're a good content creator.
Exactly.
Okay? So, right out the gate, don't try to game the system. Just do what they ask you to do and see what happens, and you could potentially make some good money. Now, here's the thing, if you are 13 to 18, because I think you have to be at least 13 to use YouTube, unless you're on YouTube Kids. Now, that's different.
Right. Right.
You're going to need to set up an AdSense account by somebody who's grown. Okay, somebody older than 18, your guardian, your parent, right out the gate, 13 to
Right.
18. You will need a guardian, your parent, to set up an AdSense account for you because that's where your money is going to flow.
Right.
Okay, so keep that in mind. And let's see, that's it. That's all. That's all you really, for the most part, need to know. Which is, like I said, I think this is good.
Hmm.
Put in the work, get creative, and potentially you could get a portion of this fun. So if you
And
want to
that's
know
the
more about
key.
it,
Yeah. Creative. Creative. That's the key.
yeah. If you want to know more about it, you can go over here to the blog on YouTube because every platform has its own little newsroom, its own little blog. So we come over here, blog.youtube news and events. You can search for it if you want to. You see there news and events, introducing the Shorts Fund. This is when it was first introduced, but right now it is officially open. It says, because I know y'all like, it ain't May. Before y'all even go down that road, May is when it was introduced, but May is not when it became available to some of everybody. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So is that something that's going to be long? Probably. Oh, now for those of you, why you should use shorts, how to create a short, and best practices for using shorts, you might want to delve into this piece here. Okay, so there it is, people. there's a potential new way of making money, monetizing your creativity, and that's a good thing, especially as we start these conversations around monetization. There's a big conversation around the creator economy now. You can indeed create I guess, a career for yourself. I didn't want to call it a job, but technically it is a job because you got to put in the work. But at least in this particular case, you're working for yourself in many instances and making your creativity work for you, and that's a
Hmm.
good thing. Because go ahead, Terry.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. No, that's the key. The money's there, the fund is there. I love that you said it's not a job. These creators are, it's not a job. They're creating a lifestyle, I guess, the creator lifestyle where they're being creative, you know, creating video, and then they have a chance to win money. And also the hard work of, growing the YouTube channel, because that's the hard thing. It's
Yep.
not easy.
No,
It's
I don't
not
care
easy at all.
how
You can
sexy
go.
it looks on Instagram and other platforms. You
Mhm.
gotta put in
Oh, it
the
look real
work.
sexy, but there's a lot of, and speaking of Instagram and all these, TikTok and everything, they put a lot of work into those videos. You just don't see it.
Exactly.
They put
Exactamundo. Exactamundo. 2 to 3 hours
a whole lot.
trying to do a video, doing it wrong, getting it right. This piece, adding that.
Redoing it, yeah, moving the set, moving this, moving that, because they need to make it look natural, especially if they're, on TikTok and Instagram with branded sponsored posts.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of work.
It's a
So
lot of
you
work.
think it's easy peasy? Yeah, I'll just pull out my phone and just, or I'll, no,
No.
no.
Now let me, okay, now here's the thing too. We say that, but understand
Hmm.
too. Start where you are, people. Don't let the
Yes.
fact don't let the fact that you see what you see the other people getting all the followers and things of that
Hmm.
nature on TikTok, Instagram, whatever. Don't get into that mindset, I got to do what everybody else is doing. Start wherever
Right.
you are and then build on that. Okay?
Yes, that's the work part of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Start where
You
you
don't.
are, and just,
Yeah.
even if it's just you just talking to the camera, and you don't have a lot of bells and whistles, you don't, you're not
Hmm.
pointing to the screen and doing a favorite dance, whatever. Just start where you are and build on that. That's the best advice I could give anybody jumping into
Hmm.
social media right now, because the game is changing.
Agreed.
That indeed is true. But i
I
don't want
agree.
i don't want to give you the impression that if you're not doing that that you see
Mhm.
other people doing, that you can't have success at it.
Right. Like I said, old man Steve on TikTok. You go to
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, type in old man Steve, you'll see him. He's in his home making coffee or cooking eggs or talking, and he's talking to the camera. He doesn't have a set or anything elaborate set. I mean, and you're right. You start where you are with your phone. Don't go out and I gotta buy $1,000 camera or I gotta buy the lights and the. Don't do that. Oh, I need a You don't need a green screen. You need the phone or your computer with the camera and a mic, and you
Mm-hmm.
talk into it like you said, and say what you have to say.
Yeah. Well, I need a I need a green screen, because what's behind all of this back here, y'all don't, it ain't nothing interesting. Okay, I'm gonna just it ain't nothing back there interesting. Trust me on that. Okay, so let's move on to the last story of this here day, which is still a YouTube story.
Mhm.
Like I said before, for me, I'm really going to go back to using YouTube more. I started out using YouTube, in all honesty, way even before I started doing Twitter. But that was when I was doing entertainment blogging. Now, I dare say, since video is becoming, or has become, not is becoming, has
It
become
has become, yeah.
the thing.
We're there.
We're
Mhm.
already we're already at that point. Because if you,
Yeah.
like I said, every week, I love that. So every week we are telling you there's a convergence where the traditional TV is looking at social for ideas and content, and
Mhm.
social is looking at TV for their
Yeah.
monetization examples.
Mhm.
Okay, so in a minute, it's all just going to be media. So that's the other reason why I'm really beginning to really look at where do I want to spend the majority of my time outside of Twitter? I'm not leaving Twitter alone. But uh, YouTube, I think, will be on the forefront of a lot of this convergence because it's already
Hmm.
been there for years.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
so this next story is about live streamers. Now, for all of you that live stream, and that's almost all of y'all over here in my Amen corner. Yes, for those of you that live stream. Now, here's the funny part about live streaming. Usually, with live streams, we schedule the live streams. We do
Hmm.
and that creates a post or creates a video or something, or on our channel, it'll just be sitting there, and it'll say live stream coming this particular date, this particular time.
Hmm.
Now YouTube is saying, hey, we will allow you to take advantage of another feature that we've been using called like a trailer. You've heard of Premiere. If you haven't heard of what a Premiere is on YouTube, the music industry loves these things because it's one way they can take a video and give it kind of like a live, it's a pre-recorded video, but they give it a live event kind of
Hmm.
environment. And then they were also given this tool called, trailers. So you have a trailer for a video or a premiere that's coming up. If you are a live streamer on YouTube, but you gotta have 1,000 subscribers,
Hmm.
you know what? That's the part that irks me. But it is what it is.
It's
If
YouTube's
you,
game.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So you can use trailers on your YouTube live streams, which is kind of cool. And they don't have to be, little 10-second type things either. You got a little time that you can do a trailer for. 1 minute, although that might be a little long. You want a little sizzle, what we call in the industry a little sizzle reel, or a little trailer, cool. That also means you got to put in a little extra work because you want to be able to give people a little taste of what your live stream is about. Only problem is you got to have, unfortunately, 1,000 subscribers. Oh,
Yeah.
and the other piece to this is you can't have any strikes on your YouTube channel. No strike. In
Wow.
other words, no copyrights. Or you got to have a clean channel. What I mean by clean, not the content, but on the back end, no copyright strikes,
Hmm.
no community. Hey, you said something stupid, you did something wrong, or you're
Right.
against our terms, whatever. No problems. So if you got those two things, no problems with YouTube as far as the community guidelines,
Hmm.
and you got 1,000 followers, you can create the trailers now for your live streams.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it is, and I just wish they had opened it up to
To
everybody.
everybody. Yeah.
Everybody, got. I
Yeah.
mean, once again, everybody
All
is
right,
is
tuned
doing the
into
most.
the news
Oh,
flash.
that's okay. So everybody is trying to create content. It would be nice if just give it to everybody for a change, especially something like this, because in the end, it still only helps YouTube in the end.
Right.
Technically, it's not like you got to monetize it where you have to give up money, because YouTube ain't trying to pay everybody. So I
No.
understand. So I understand why they have to put limitations on it. But with the trailers and live streaming, because here's the thing, uh, as much as we see live streams on Facebook and YouTube
Hmm.
and other places, mobile streaming is still hot. The way that I'm live streaming right now, the way you stream,
Hmm.
you can watch it on YouTube, but most of your YouTube videos and most of your YouTube creators, your influencers, they're not live streamers. A lot of most of them are not live streamers. They
No.
are people who create and then upload.
Right.
And
Like
then
I
they,
said earlier about them putting up sets and lights and this and that. They put a lot of work into the production of it. Whereas
mm-hmm,
live stream, we're like, okay, we set up everything's good, the lighting, the mic, and we hit the live button and start talking.
yes. So the other piece to that is you can do polls on your live streams now.
Ooh, I like that too.
They're another great way of engagement. Now, for those of you who be like, okay, so you mean them things we see on the webinars? Yes. The things you see on the webinars. That, yeah. So
Yes,
you can, in the middle
yes,
of your stream now, you'll be able to set up a little poll, ask people questions. Now this is separate from whatever you're saying with people in the chat. This is separate. This is something that will appear within the stream.
right.
Your chat is still separate. So that's a beautiful thing. But we'll talk about some more of that a little later because I do believe you're still going to have some sort of number of subscribers to use it. So your trailer can be 15 to 3 minutes. That's pretty long.
That's
Three
pretty.
minutes.
Yeah, it's a
That's
lot.
that's a standalone video unto itself. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, that's so. Any last minute comments, questions from the floor? No, nada, never yet. No, nothing. I got a little word here from YouTube, so you can get the official word because I like to show y'all uh the official word,
Yeah, the official statement.
the official statement. So let's go over here to the YouTube, and let me go to mine. There we go. Let's go over here to YouTube, and this gentleman here, who is this? Y'all should at least put the man's name up here. But this is from the Creator Insider official YouTube channel because you see the little check mark right. It's verified. So let's see what he has to say here. Trailers. Let me back this up. There we go.
Let's get into it. Two launches I want to make you aware of this.
This was looking crazy. Hold on.
All right.
YouTube is having a problem, or Chrome is one.
Launches I want to make you aware of this week. The first one,
Never mind.
very exciting.
Okay, we won't be showing that. I don't know what's going on with the U and Tube. Any part of it will play.
Make you aware of is live chat poll.
I don't know what's going on with that, people. It's not on me though. I tried. I tried. I don't know what's going on with that video. And I cleared my cookies and everything. So I don't know but at any rate, you can go over to the Creator
The YouTube.
Insider channel
Yeah.
on
Mhm.
YouTube, and he'll tell you, maybe it'll work on your browser or something, and it'll tell you more about the trailers and more about the polls for live streamers. So hopefully live streaming will really, really begin to take off uh, this year and
Yeah,
next.
I believe so. I believe so.
Oh, thank you, Cheryl Ferguson. Thank you, thank you, and thank you. Let me put your comment up. She's on the face book. Cheryl Ferguson, thank you very much. So, uh, any last minute comments or from you yourself, Terry? You share with
Um.
people again where people can find you.
Okay. You can find me every Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Terry Johnson Online live, where I do a live stream show and talk about marketing trends, marketing strategies, things you need to know as a business owner
Mm-hmm.
to be successful online to help you grow your presence. Think just things I think where we're going as far as marketing and things happening online and social media, just like we're talking today. These tools are important. They're important for us to use, especially for your business to grow online, and you need to know about them and how to use them and whether to use it or not. That's another um thing to consider. Whether I need to be here, there, and everywhere.
Oh, we had a good conversation about that last week. If
Oh
y'all didn't
yeah.
see last week's
Oh yeah,
show,
the post on LinkedIn. I saw the post.
we had a good conversation. We meaning me and my guest last week was Cody
Mm-hmm.
Dantu Johnson, and we talked about this advice that I saw
Mm-hmm.
from a social media director
Mm-hmm.
most of which I agree with, but there was just this one piece that was just, I clutched the pearls when I heard it. I was like, for real? Surely she didn't mean it that way. However, so like I said, I was not trying to be disrespectful, but I do want people to be mindful of sometimes the social media advice that you
Yes.
hear. It could be a little
Mm-hmm.
outdated
Yes.
if
I
we're honest.
agree. I agree 1000%. I agree with
Some
that.
of us, we don't keep up to date
Don't
as
keep
much
up
as
with
we
the
should.
times and the trends and what's happening, and you just regurgitate something you heard from
Yes.
whatever. You have
So,
to check the date on the date of freshness on that advice.
yes. So, if you
Check the
hear
date.
someone else with a great title say you got to be on all the social media platforms,
No. Mm-mm.
just
No, no, no,
let
no, no.
no. That's
No,
not what we
no,
no. No.
no.
So, you can watch last week's episode to hear me my sermon on the mount about that. I'm not
Well, I saw the clip. I want to see the whole thing because did you mention where the
Yes, I
advice
did.
came from? Okay, so that's what I want to know. So I'm gonna go back and watch the whole
Yeah,
thing. I saw
I
the
tell
clip.
you. Matter of fact, I play it because I don't want nobody to say, well, where'd she get that from? Here's the source right here. There it is right there. And so I just want y'all to understand I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody because I know the
No,
internet, y'all
no.
like to.
It's you have to jump in when you see misinformation being spread because that's we're online. We're using tools and technologies and everybody has a soapbox now. If they've got a mic and a camera and they get to say whatever, but that doesn't mean it's true.
That indeed is right. So that said, people, that's a wrap. Hold on. Do I have my
Hey.
clapboard? Where's my clapboard? John Brown. Where's my clapboard? Oh, here it is. I got my clapboard. It's a wrap.
I love that.
It's official. And you
Like
see
it's
that?
done.
The only thing left to do is roll the credits and fade to black. So, and there are no credits because they're all going to say my name. What's the point? What's the point? Although today's credit would say special guest
Okay.
Terry Johnson, but other than that, all the credits are mine. So, Terry, any last words? Any parting words? Parting
Um,
advice?
just that I had a great time. This is a great show, and we're putting out information that everybody needs to know about. So watch every week is what I say.
Well, thank you. Okay. Now, for those of you that have any questions, anything you want me to talk about on the show, let me know. Put it in the comments or DM the page, or hit me up on Twitter, hit me up on YouTube. Let me know, and have a wonderful weekend, okay? And people, please
Yeah.
be safe.
Yeah.
I say that selfishly because I do want you to watch the show, but but at the end of the day, I say it sincerely because I want you to be safe out here in these mean streets of wherever you may be, okay? So have a great weekend. Bye. Until next time.